So, forgive the noise of the heater in the background, but I'm about to do a little bit of an experiment. I've already done this on a laptop from 2009 and it worked. So I figured I'd try it on this laptop, which was from either 2006 or 2007. It is currently the oldest working 64-bit system I have. I'm going to upgrade the RAM. I had some extra 4 gigs laying around. I think it currently only has 1.5. And some things about this laptop. Sometimes it does not power on, even with an official Dell charger. And it refuses to run the CPU at full speed half the time, even with an official charger. I think that's partly because there's no battery in it. But anyways, what I'm planning on attempting here is installing Windows 11 on it. There are ways to install it on unsupported hardware. The method I'll be using will be creating a Windows 10 USB, but replacing the install WIM file with the Windows 11 one, which is how I got it running on that laptop over there. My 32 gig flash drive is not only a slow POS, but it's currently occupied, so I'll be using my external hard drive. And I'll be creating this on Linux, the boot drive on Linux. The desktop here, I've already formatted the drive. Just NTFS. This is a 500 gig drive, so it'll have plenty of space. Here's what I'm going to do. And I'm creating this manually just because the tool I use doesn't always work worth a damn. Anyways, you can see I've named the drive. Hold on, I'm sitting at a weird angle. Just named the drive 0.11 USB, doesn't really matter. Here's where my fun comes in here. I'm going to mount a Windows 10 ISO first, and this is an old ISO, but it'll serve the purpose. And I'm going to copy everything except for the sources folder. Let me hold the control down with my elbow. Copy that to the drive. And I'm going to copy everything in this. First I'm going to create it on here. Create folder. Sources. Enter that. And then copy everything from the sources folder except for the install WIM file. So let me find that file. I think I passed it. Control A. And then hold control with my elbow again. To undo that. Let's copy everything from sources except for the Windows 10 install WIM, because I'm going to be doing the one from Windows 11. Alright. Now I can unmount the Windows 10 ISO, and weirdly enough, when you mount the Windows 11 one, it shows up with the same name as the Windows 10 one, but sources, and then I need the install WIM from Windows 11 into the Windows 10 folder, into where the Windows 10 files were from. So this is a Windows 10 installation environment, but it's using the install WIM from the install.wim from Windows 11. So it's basically using Windows 10 as installer to install Windows 11. And I'm going to pause this because this sometimes takes a minute. Actually, it's picking up. I do need to plug my phone in. Phone is charging. And I just realized my hard drive was in the walkway, so hopefully I didn't accidentally step on it. It seems to be fine. Alright. And now I can unmount that. And here's where we get into fun things here. I'm going to copy this path here. And I'm going to install the Grub bootloader, which is a universal bootloader. Well, I'll just open the terminal here. Keep in mind, I only have 2 hands here. Grub install. Movable. And of course it doesn't Actually, it's probably in my history. Hold on. Yeah. I've done this before. With a USB boot. Obviously, I'm not showing y'all my password. Space and had to grab another card. I've already installed Grub. I cleared the terminal here just to make it neater, and I've changed into the folder where Grub was installed on that drive. I'm going to, and I'd started to do this, but my phone's fast. I'm going to create a file in the Grub directory called grub.config, and of course my phone doesn't want to focus now. God damn it! Hold on. And loading Windows from the Grub bootloader is pretty simple. Just add it where it clears the screen and tell it to load. Boot manager. Of course I can make it all flashy if I want, but I'm going to save this file. Now I've already copied all the files to it, and I created that config file. Here's with the actual text editor, not command line one. Now the files are copied and Grub has been installed and configured to boot it. This video's all over the place, but screw it. So we need to see if this laptop wants to work today. I've already upgraded the RAM. The time and date are going to be wrong, and another thing I can do about it with the BIOS being locked, but once the OS is installed, it should sync with the internet. Let's see if it wants to work today. I may have to do some percussive maintenance. Sometimes you gotta slap the shit out of this thing. So let's see. Come on. Ha! Magic. I used the tool to register to my fingerprint, but I can't do anything else with the BIOS. Right. I've got the setup files on that drive, as I mentioned before. It's technically Windows 10's install environment to bypass all the checks, but the actual install files are Windows 11. Shit, apparently didn't save the file on them. I can do this. NT loader. I didn't save the file when I set it up. Like I said, it is Windows 10's installer, but Windows 11's files. And if I'm not mistaken, this laptop is from around 2006 or 7. It could be newer. It's not happy with me. Assuming everything behaves here, it should go through like a Windows 10 installation, but like I said, it's Windows 11's install files. So this is the oldest working 64-bit machine I have at the moment, so and if my phone cooperates, this will all be done in real time, so you're seeing exactly how long this takes. I don't think there's anything on the hard drive I have in here, but we'll find out. The drive that I put in here has Windows 10 on it. That's funny. Why not? There's nothing wrong with that drive. I tested it. The drive was slow. It had a few bad sectors, but it was in usable condition. Hell, as long as it doesn't fail before the end of this experiment. I bet it can. I'm sure slapping the fuck out of it didn't help. Oh no, I said a swear word. I'm not monetized anyways. Oh, by the way, that noise was my neck popping. And yes, this table is made from an old shower door. Real time. I can hear the hard drive. It doesn't sound that bad. The fan's louder. I had a desktop from around the same time I wanted to do this on, but it's decided to fail on me. The only working system I have older than this laptop has a Pentium 2 in it, which obviously not compatible. Well, I wanted to do this in real time as far as installation goes, but it's filling up my space on this card pretty fast. I got 6 gigs left. It's an 8 gig card. So I'm going to pause here. Oh, screw it. The file's only 800 megs at this point. I think it'll be alright. As you can see, you didn't miss much. It was only, the recording was only paused for a few seconds. So, still counts as real time. This phone has a really good camera for its age. Here's an example. That's the texture on the laptop. The camera can see it. Here. It is picking up in speed. It's gone up a few percent. It was complaining about that hard drive, but when I tested it a few weeks ago, and it hadn't been touched since then, it was alright. Like I said, other than a few bad sectors, but it was nowhere near failing. think I've got a general sense on how long this is taking. Doing this whole thing real time is going to take up too much space, so I'll come back when it's in the out-of-box experience. Just a little update. It's at 81%, and it's probably been 20-30 minutes. I'll come back when it's on the next phase. It's about to go into the second stage. Right now it's still copying files off of an external drive. I don't think this thing does USB 2, at least not by default, and again, the BIOS is locked so I can't change it. So hopefully once it's actually running off of the hard drive it'll be a little bit faster. This will be the first boot into Windows 11 on this hardware. So of course it's going to do things like detecting devices, and it'll probably reboot a couple times before it gets to the out-of-box experience. Keep in mind the time and date are still completely wrong on this computer. It should be interesting. Like so far out of date, that syncing with the internet normally is not going to work. I'm going to have to get it close and then sync it. And it's funny how a bitch slap got this thing to boot up. Percussive maintenance is real. Also, as this is a parts system, there is currently no speaker in it. And yes, speaker, singular. This thing had a speaker. I don't remember what I used it for. So I'll have to plug in an external audio source to confirm sound's working. Looks like it's about to reboot. Oh, it's not happy. Oh yeah, going a lot faster. See, the hard drive's not as bad as it says it is. Windows will see one bad sector and have a heart attack over it. Even if there's nothing else wrong with the drive. I mean, this drive's always been slow, but, you know. Surprised it hasn't rebooted yet. Normally it reboots once or twice during this stage. No, take your time. I'm not low on space or anything. Of course, as soon as I pause the recording here, it'll be ready. So I'm just gonna wait. This current file's at half a gig. I've got just over 5 gigs free on this card. I'm recording in separate clips. And no, I'll be spliced together on my desktop. It'll probably take a few tries because my video editor kinda doesn't like big files. Other than that, it's a great video editor. Just likes to crash if you do too much at once. And I'm going to pause this. I bumped the button on my phone. It's only been a few seconds. Oh, that is so terrible. Oh my god. Oh, this poor laptop. You hear a fucking CPU fan immediately ramp up. This is real time. This isn't slowed down. Is my brightness down, or is it this? Screw it, I can't reach the key combination. Oh, this is hilarious. See if this is in any way usable. Okay, it's actually not doing too bad. It was just that animation. Oh my god. Hey, it picked up the Wi-Fi hardware. No, that's not my name. Let's connect to mine. Shit. Maybe wrong. I haven't typed my password in a long time. Shit. Try this again. I think I typoed on it. Yep. Oh, God. Maybe I should have skipped that. What do you think? Oops. Wait, I think there's a kill switch on this. Damn, I can't hit the switch. The switch is messed up, apparently. It's out of alignment, so this should be interesting. Forgot it did this. Good luck with that. Jesus Christ. Windows update, y'all. Windows update. The only thing magic is the fact that it's running on this system. Oh, this is funny. That's just my luck today, isn't it? You reckon that fan's screaming? Okay. This poor, poor laptop. this as seamless as possible, but I had to let my phone charge some, so here's the final result. Just for shits and giggles, I'm going to try to open a web page on here. Okay, that actually wasn't that bad, even though it currently doesn't have GPU drivers on here. It's not even running at full screen resolution, but let's see. Shit, caps lock is on apparently. You know what's crazy is it's actually not running that badly on here. Scrolling is a bit rough. Let's try YouTube. What's even crazier is this is Microsoft Edge. This laptop doesn't have any speakers, so there won't be any sound. Does it still count if there's no audio? Fucking typo. Just going to assist this a little bit here. Probably 360p here.